Welcome back to another Reading and Correcting with me, Kindar, the Tiger Writes, and Ty, the Tiger Supervisor. These are where I read a chapter from one of my stories and correct it as I go. If you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch and YouTube. And if you are looking to support me, that is on my Patreon. Today, we are doing chapter 96 of The World Which Is. The table materializes the way objects do in some of the science fiction movies in Baez's collection, seemingly out of nothing. He has them grow out of the floor or the counter or table when those are already there. The only thing he doesn't do that with is food. He never grows that before us. Freaks people out, he told me when I asked why not, and it is kind of gross, I have to admit. Food appears while we aren't looking, or in a cabinet, or the fridge, or any other method that isn't us looking at it. This even has the special effect of a reflective dust around the item as it appears. It's missing the sound, though. On the table are a few things. The one that catches my attention are the bow and arrow. Quiver. The bow and quiver. There's a pair of gloves-looking thing, an amulet, and a violin case. Dardanus's bow of precision. A state-of-the-art, never before seen military bow that will make even the clumsiest archer able to hit the broadside of a barn. Perception check failed. Dardanus's quiver of containment. Because what archer ever says, I have too many arrows? Perception check failed. I can't help to smile. I wish I could give you better stuff, Dardanus says, but my resources are ultimately limited. A lot of that's outside already, maintaining my disguise. Dennis, that is what I call Dardanus's bow of precision. If I can already hit the broadside of a barn, what else is it giving me? I ask. Right. That is what I wrote for it. In my defense, I wasn't thinking anyone would ever see this. It's the best of my bows, plural. It doubles your aiming bonus, increases your effective pull strength while not being as tiring. It has a snapshot bonus for when you just can't take the time to aim. Increased pull strength translates to damage bonuses, right? Yes. The quiver is not infinite, and it isn't auto-refilling. Every attempt I've made at creating something that makes arrows is too expensive in energy. It's so expensive in energy that I wasn't left with anything to populate the town. I figured that's something reserved for the really powerful bases. How many arrows can it contain? I ask. 2,197. A triple trine. Brendan stares. How are you going to find that many arrows? Oh, it's already filled. Dardan says. Arrows are easy to make. Half are broadhead, half armor piercing. You just have to think of which you want when you reach for one. What happens if I add my own? Make sure you have a mental identifier for them. Do you need a different type of head? I can't make you anything magical at this point, but replacing some with different type is simple. My question had been academic in case I felt the need to send some of mine in while fighting, but I consider the people we're going up against. Something jagged, something that's going to rip muscle and inflict more damage. They're experienced and almost certainly better equipped, so if I can force them to heal, go through their potions and whatever else they have, it'll give the rest of you a better odds. The teleportation effect happens with the quiver, but it doesn't go anywhere. Done. You now have a third of each, broad, piercing, and ripping. Brandon, these don't look like any pugilist gloves I've ever seen. Dardanus coughs. Please, I'm a military base. I don't do ordinary. These are combat gloves, designed to be fully compatible with unarmed combat abilities. There's bonus to damage, to hit, and armor chatter ability. Although I had to limit it to a random chance on unsuccessful hit. To make this thing affordable, magic is expensive as you would not believe. Alan, this is a mana reserve. If you manage to go through it at all, I'm going to be impressed. I thought magic was expensive, Brendan says. Well, Alan reverently takes the amulet. Mana batteries aren't magic exactly. Dardanus replies. There is magic in their creation, but that's the Matrix. Don't ask me to explain it. It's highly technical, and I'm not sure what I do is the same as enchanters. But the hardest part was letting it sit and accumulate mana over the years. That is the downside. If you do drain it, it's going to be a long time before it gets even 1 point of mana back in. I chuckled. Hopefully this fight isn't going to last so long, we'll find out. Right. And Silver, I wish I could have made you something more, but music really isn't something I have thought about. I have seen how you fight, though, and that you will use your case as a bludgeon, even if it isn't really designed for that. So I made you this case designed for hitting things with. You can bash in a tank with this thing, and your violin will be as cozy as if it was in its mother's arm the entire time. You know what I mean. It looks no different than our original one to me, but durability has little to do with what something has. Okay, why did I switch to past? It looks no different than original one to me, but really has nothing. Has little to do with what something's made of. Can you provide us with something so we can talk while we're separated, I ask. Team chat isn't going to be useful in the middle of this. What materializes on the table are headbands with attachments. That goes over your eye, Dardanus says, as I put it on. Trying to figure it out. Other eye. So that can go in your ear. I won't be able to project a full HUD, but I will be able to add information to what you see to help you navigate. I got a framework of structures. Roll behind the walls for a few seconds. If you need something specific, ask and I'll see what I can do. But as much as I want to be entirely at your back for this, I'm going to have to take active control of my automatons. Their programming is nowhere near adaptive enough to deal with what Xander and his team are dishing out. Where are they now? Brendan asks, and a map appears with them highlighted as dots. They're already apart, but still heading in the same direction. They're coordinating. Can you make it impossible for them to talk? I can't affect what is part of you. Can they use team chat that effectively? Silver asked. They have years of working together, at least 4 of them, and I'll be surprised if the others are brand new. They'll have come up with shorthand so they don't need to think entire phrases. We are going to need surprise on our side. Give me the highest building in the area, I say, and one highlights. I can go up and shoot them. I'll be the distraction. Brendan looks at me, then the others. Silver, hit and run. Don't stay in one place long enough for one of them to see you. Dennis, you need to keep an eye out on her more than me and Alan. We're all way under-leveled against them, but you two are the worst. Ellen, don't hold back. Max is vicious, and a lot of his magic is about making people suffer. If you have anything that makes you immune to pain, cast it. He looks at me. Dennis, this is our last chance. We can't win this, and you know it. I'm not abandoning Dardanus. Okay. He looks at the map. Show me where Greg is. I'll start with him. Oh, and just so we're clear, no killing. You're pretty insistent Dardanus murdered You were pretty insistent Dardanus murdered all of them, I say. He is displaced. You aren't. Incapacitate. Knock them out. Fuck. Leave them to bleed out, since that's not technically you killing them. But you do not kill any of them. Am I clear? I don't get what your problem is, but I'm not a murderer, so I don't plan on killing anyone. Plan on how not to kill anyone, Dennis. Goes for you too, Silver. We can't afford for either of you to be murderers. I'll do my best. He isn't happy about the answer, but nods. Let's go do this. And that concludes chapter 96 of The World Which Is. If you are enjoying this, please leave a like. If you want to know when the next chapter is going to be up, subscribe, and hit the bell. If you want to read this story, it's up for free on Royal Road. And if you are looking to support me, that is on my Patreon, where we are a few chapters ahead. I've lost track of how many at this point. And if you're looking to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch and YouTube. Links are in the notes, and with that, I shall wish you a good day.